Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, chocobos of every age. Hi, I'm Jaredin. This is Viceroy. Say hi, Viceroy.
Chocobos of every age.
Hey, I don't discriminate here. Don't want to be seen as ageist. You know, all those chocobo chicks and chocobo daddies. Gotta love a podcast. So,
Right.
we don't have Sonny with us today. That's fine. It's good. It's groovy. No, we wanted to do.
We didn't tell him.
Special. We did tell him, but you know, it wasn't Sunny Sunday, so.
That's true. That's true.
He wasn't interested.
But I didn't run this by him, so he's going to listen to this and think we stabbed him in the back. There's going to be all this drama.
Absolutely.
You wait. You wait and see.
Yeah, but you have to tune into the next podcast to see that. There you go.
See the outcome of it, yeah.
We wanted to do something a little bit special today. Those of you who played 11 probably know one expansion pack better than any of the others that were involved in the whole process. That one is Chains of Promathia.
Generally considered, I think, by most as the best of all of them.
I think one of the best of many MMOs, to be honest. It's introduced something to an MMO which hadn't previously, in my experience, been present, which was an epic story that takes you from literally the humble beginning to, you know, spoilers, killing a god. So I don't think you can call that spoiler now.
You know, it came out actually almost to the day 8 years ago.
8? Oh, God.
2004. Almost.
Is it really that long? Is it that long? Oh, God.
It is, because what I remember happening was there was when it came out, there was actually a shortage. There had been a shortage of copies or something because there were a bunch of hurricanes that had hit Florida back then. They had gotten hit by like 3 or 4 hurricanes just in a row. And there was a warehouse down there holding a lot of them, and so tons of people didn't get their copies in time. I, on the other hand, ended up getting 3 of them at once.
Oh, wow.
When mine arrived. They sent me, and so I said, no, you got to send these 2 back. He was like, you sure? I'm like, trust me, there are going to be lots of people who need these, so send them back.
Oh,
but
God.
Now, but help me out here. Did this coincide with this coincided with the Europe release, didn't it?
It did. I think these two were released very close to each other at the time.
Yeah. Because every time there was an expansion release for that game, it always seemed to coincide with something.
I have to admit, I didn't come in until after, at least halfway through CFP, actually, which is a bit of a shame, but no, there was a coincidence there, definitely. Yeah.
Well, people have pointed out to me that I'm wrong, and I thought I was right, but I know it came out, I was pretty sure it came out during the EU launch, but I also thought it was the PS2 launch, but apparently the PS2 launch was before that. Because for me, when Promathia came out, I'd already been playing the game for about a year by that point. I thought that's when the PS2 release came also, but apparently not.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we digress. So, what we want to do today is, in memory of that expansion pack, really, we wanted to have a bit of a wee discussion about it and discuss its legacy, discuss it as we felt at the time and how we feel now, because if any of you have been watching us for a long time, you'll realise that we actually recorded, I think, everything from near beginning of Promise to the actual killing of Promathia itself. We recorded chronicled our progress, so to speak, across.
That's kind of where I think it began. Me recording all this. I mean, I've been recording stuff before that, but I had something to record consecutively every single week when we were doing this. Mm-hmm. So I think that was definitely an influence on me constantly wanting to document everything that we're doing in the game, is doing it through COP.
And I think COP, out of all the storylines that came out, was the one that brought us the closest together, really, as a group. Because, you know, you've already had things like Argetlam and Rise of the Zealot. They didn't really captivate me as much as the COP storyline did, which, you know, despite being something which could have come straight out of Hideo Kojima's memoirs, when put together, it made a coherent, compulsive story.
There were many expansions that followed it. I mean, obviously you had Outergon and you had Wings of the Goddess, and then you have this other one that's coming up pretty soon, Seekers of whatever the other one's called.
Yeah.
I can never remember the next part of it. But I don't know what's going to happen with that one in terms of storyline and everything. But I don't think any of them have really been able to hit the, just the epic that was COP. The scale of COP, the epic that was COP. When it first came out, though, some of the people who I played the game with didn't like it. They thought it was a cheap expansion because it didn't give any new jobs. It didn't really give any new areas, which it did, but they wanted this stuff out of the box right away. I said, but there were areas you had to go and do the missions for it.
I think it's a case of
but they were too, they just didn't want to do it.
Pretty much, they don't want to have to work towards it, which is an attitude you probably understand more often than not in the modern day. But back in those days, it was something that was fully expected. Yeah,
and throughout all of COP, I think that the thing that everyone thinks about the most, it's not me. I don't think it's C. I don't think it's the airship. I think it's those first 3 promies that everyone immediately thinks of.
Yeah.
Those were the worst. I mean, COP had some pretty bad spots, but those were the worst, in my opinion. Those were just the bane of my existence back in those days. Because when I did it when it first came out, and they were still really hard back then. I mean, the level cap was still in place even when we did it. But you have to remember, it was much more difficult, and you lost EXP when you lost the fight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And back in those days, that was like the big killer. And losing EXP in a game like Final Fantasy XI was a big deal.
The game just got harder and harder with every expansion. I mean, we thought that maybe there was going to be some relief, because we did acknowledge the fact that the game was tough before that, but every time a new expansion came out, it just made the game much more difficult. And COP was absolutely no breeze, let me tell you.
Yeah. Some of the bosses which you fought in there with the level cap which was applied were real challenges. I mean
that's why I wanted to play the music to the Tavnazia area when we started the show, because obviously it has a lot of memories for me, but when you finished the hell that was the Promies, it was nice to hear that kind of nice, peaceful music.
Yeah, pass through the phase.
Only to realize, but it lasts it's very short, because then you realize when you finish the Promies, they've dumped you into a level 70, 60-ish area, 50-ish area. As a level 30, you have no map, you have no idea where the hell you are, and you don't even know where to go.
And you pretty much have to find your own way.
Don't forget, this is also before level sync. This is way before level sync. So I remember when they threw me in there, I didn't know where I was, because every person I did the Promies with, we didn't have an experienced person. We all had never done it before, so we had absolutely no idea where we were.
And if you remember, and then you thought, oh, I can't get any harder than that, and then I think the epitome, the fight anyone remembers most of all of COP is the airship fight.
Right, which we will get to later.
Which we'll get to later, but there were so many memorable fights there which didn't feel like they were just throwaway mobs. It didn't feel like it was just a throwaway mission, a filler mission. Every mission felt like there was a place for it to be there, and it wasn't just a case of go to location A to fight Monster X to advance the story. It was like go to location Lion's Arch because Lion's Den, Sea Lion's Den. It's in that long. Kill the Snow because it's blocking a portal. It didn't feel like it was just arbitrary battles thrown in there for the sake of it.
The only reason why we were able to get out of Blueface Meadows or Misero Coast was because, again, no map. We were all kind of running around, had no idea where to go. We stumbled upon a cave where that updraft is, and we're like, "What's that?" And then I remember saying, "Isn't that thing that's in the cave in the dunes? Don't we have one that looks like that?"
Yeah.
So we click on it, and that's where we wound up back in dunes. And we're like, "Oh!" For the first time, we're like relieved to be back in the Valkyrie dunes.
There's not many people who say that.
So we said, "All right, let's just get on our 75s and meet back here. Then we'll go out there and explore," because we didn't know what the hell was out there.
Yeah.
So we were out there for a good maybe hour and a half before we actually found our way into Tavnazia and Safehold, and then did the map quest to actually, get around, because we were clueless, completely clueless.
Yeah, and it was. I think some of those moments are some of the most fun you can get in an RPG, because there are moments where you genuinely are learning, and moments which are genuinely put you out of your comfort zone, which I think needs to be done more often. You call it development. Most MMOs have moved across that now, but I think it's nice to have that. We'll take you out straight out of your comfortable zone right here. Put level 30 in a level 50 area, and have fun.
So when did we begin COP as a group? We all had to kind of establish where we were in the storyline first, so we were obviously there's going to be some repetitiveness throughout the little static that we had.
I think we first decided to throw ourselves together in the aqueducts. Or was it? Oh, was it actually the fight down in the Sequarium? Was it Sequarium? I think it's Sequarium. I think we all came together around Sequarium, which was 2-3.
Yes.
Time.
Or no, it wasn't the one before that. It wasn't Diabolos. Or was Diabolos just kind of like let's just do Diabolos and not? We hadn't decided yet to do COP as a group yet. I don't think.
Yeah,
right?
I think as we started off, well, let's kill Diabolos, but then we think, well, actually, we'll need to get people up to that for
right.
XYZ. So I think that's how it kind of evolved from that discussion.
But it was Sequarium. There were only 5 of us. And we had to shout for a 6th. Because what I remember, and we will cover it as these go on, but we gained and lost a lot of people because we had an alliance of people.
Yes.
As I mentioned in the second show that we did, I like that I can refer back to earlier shows. This is good. This is great. So we went down there and we did Kermit. Then we did the Professor. I didn't record the Professor fight. I don't know why. We did Kermit. Or Kermit. I keep calling him Kermit, but his name is like Kermit or something like that.
He's Kermit. So Kermit.
Right, Kermit the Frog. So, but then we had to go do the Professor. And we were scared.
Yes, we were.
Very scared. I remember we got the keys to get behind the door. We were in that hallway, and that's where we met Taiso, Kiela, and Static.
Shield of Heaven.
Yeah, Shield of Heaven. And I'm still great friends with them to this day. Because we play 14 together. But we were about to do the Professor, and they were standing out in that hallway. So I think somebody was probably AFK or something. So we teamed up with them to do it, because we figured out, we can just do it as an alliance. It's not like an instant battle or something. We can go in there as a alliance. Still to this day convinced that had we not met them, we would not have won that day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we would have gotten C eventually, but wouldn't have gotten it then. And we staticked every Thursday night COP with them the entire way. I mean, there were some fights we couldn't do as an alliance, but they were available to us. We were available to them if something didn't go right. Because I'll never forget us storming Promathia the following week with a full alliance.
Yeah, that wasn't stand a chance.
Because I wasn't at least going through we had to go to the battles ourselves, but at least getting to the battles, I was like, we're gonna tear this, and we did tear it up. It was fucking amazing. Because I was terrified of walking through and aggroing something and just getting myself killed and us getting frustrated and then, all this other stuff. But we went in there as a fucking force of nature and just took everything down. It was, I felt like I was getting revenge on all the hell I went through on my previous promise. It was awesome.
It was an extraordinarily efficient run.
Yeah, and I actually have never done Promathia since. I've done almost every COP mission a second time, but I've never done that one again.
Don't blame you at all.
Yeah.
I kind of like the thought that we met Taiso, Kiela, and the rest of them, and even to this day, we're still good friends with them.
We kind of, what I recall from meeting them that day was that, obviously we met them in that hallway and we did the fight, but we kind of took over, I want to say, or invaded, because we asked them, because when we finished all of that, we said, do you ever use Skype? And they said, no, we don't know what that is. I said, well, do you voice chat? We use TeamSpeak. Do you remember we invaded their TeamSpeak server that night on the way back to Bastock to talk to Sid, or whatever the hell's name.
Yeah.
Because you always had to go to Bastock. We invaded their TeamSpeak server, which was very funny. And then I kind of assimilated all of them into the Chocobo Knights forums and gave them their own forum. We were kind of a little forward back then.
Just a little.
With them. A little bit.
We were like in 1940s Germany. It's like, so that's a nice country you've got there. That's ours now.
Yeah, we were Nazis?
I don't say Nazis. I just said 1940s. See what I did there. But no, we were just we were just assimilated.
I know what you're suggesting. You should have said we were the Borg.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking now. We were the Borg. The resistance quite literally was futile.
What a nerve we had.
What did Chocobo Knights? You know, what's your shell? Oh, that little shell. You know, you want to be a Chocobo Knight. It's better, it's bigger and cooler. Come on, join us. And we did. For the most part.
Well, that was the thing. That was the thing. I was, and I don't want to get off. I won't get off topic too much, but I was talking to Unispirit the other night, our old friend Unispirit, and we were talking about some old times. And I said, if you think about it, we were an extremely obnoxious link shell. And she says, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, every time we'd go into an area, we would take right over. We had an obnoxious lime green Link Pro color. I said I chose that because if you didn't look directly at it, you'd still see it out the corner of your eye on your screen. I said we'd go to an XP camp, we would take right over. We would sit like people would say, "Oh, this is a group here." I said, "That's okay. We'll get rid of them," and we did.
And we did.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I drove people out of their XP camps.
Yeah, just because there's so many of us.
And if anybody listening, probably not, experienced me doing that, I'm not sorry.
We're really not sorry.
No, I'm actually very proud of those moments because I realized all the times I was on Seraph and I got fucked over and people pissed me off and I didn't get what I needed. That was like my way of saying no. I'm gonna do this the right way. I'm gonna take over. I don't care what anybody says anymore. Fuck everybody. I need what I need. I'm gonna do it.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Well, I decided it's time to take right over with all this shit. I didn't care anymore.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't give a shit anymore.
And now, all been said and done, I'd like to welcome our special guest. Now, some men are. What?
Why did you make that noise?
I don't know. I failed. My tongue was falling out, so I just decided to let it fall out and then put it back in.
Oh, I thought you did it on purpose.
No, I was just thinking, But
okay.
now, our special guest. Some may know him of Limit Break Radio fame, or at least his voice. It is the man, the not so legendary.
It's not Sale.
He's not Sale. It's Argetlam. Say hi.
Jerbear!
Yay! Paladin Love. Rawr.
Oh, jeez. I'm surrounded by two paladins.
It's a paladin sandwich, baby, and you're on meat.
One's British, one... Oh. Well, you are the meat... Yeah, well, you are the meat shield, so...
Oh, damn straight. Oh, damn!
But you're actually going to talk this time and not just sit there and be like, only say hi and bye, right?
Are you sure? Are you sure I'm going to do that? I could just say White Mage Power Ranger Go or something like that. And
fuck!
The whole time.
Mm.
I'm going to stab him.
Well, you don't technically have to say anything.
Oh, okay. I'll just shut up then.
Because I can just
keep
playing that over and over.
Oh my god.
We could just apply the soundboard.
Vice, are you telling me that are you trying to tell me that you want me to fuck you or something? Is that what you're trying to do?
He's not denying it. He hasn't denied it.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right, Jaredin.
Dare to dream.
Oh, and they called it
about every night. Oh.
Well, we know what these two are doing next time they meet up in Boston.
All right. I do want to know about one thing because I never asked this before. How did you get involved in that other podcast that you were on? Where did that come from?
Basically, I was in college and I was friends with Aniro and Kahlo, and Aniro asked if I wanted to be in it, and I said, yeah, sure, why not? It sounds like it'd be fun. But I was just dumb and never said anything. So.
But was it fun?
It was okay at times.
I think I said this before, I would listen to it, and then I would hear you say hi, and then it would just be silence for the rest of the time. Occasionally you would speak up, and I was like, oh yeah, he's there.
Yep.
I think the only person I keep in regular contact with that, since it's all stripped down, is Chris, better known as Jokester. And
so
I
didn't know you still talk to him.
Oh, I still talk to him, and I talked to Jillian.
Okay.
Give him a poke all the time.
I talked to them. I did talk to them a few days ago.
Yes, I wish I haven't seen them in a long time since I moved out here, and I wish I could.
No.
So.
Oh, he's a JP player now.
Yeah, no, shut up. I don't know Japanese. I just live in Japan because I have a job out here now.
Hey, it doesn't matter. You log into 14, you're gonna have all your shit taken care of.
Yeah.
You have claim you have claim and all the NMs for us.
Oh yeah.
You have everything. As soon as you cross that border, you have everything at 50. You have your own private server to play the game on.
And you know what? You know what? The reason I can't play is because I just don't want to play with you because you're a huge jackass.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Seems legit.
I said to you, you don't play. You can't play because you don't have to play. You have all that shit done.
Ladies, when you two have finished having your little marriage tiff, I'm going to kick you.
I do have to say something, though. I came to Odin in the spring of 2006 or 7, whenever I think it was 6, maybe.
Okay.
I met you in that LBR shell. I think I knew you for maybe 30 minutes. And within 30 minutes, you and I were already calling each other the most vulgar names a person could ever call themselves. And then you'd be like, "Can you help me?" I'd be like, "Okay."
I'd just like to add, I've just found Arget on the Book of Faith. Your picture of the front of London Bridge. That's awesome.
But yeah, we came over there. We got the show going.
Wait, Jaredin, you're from England, and you called that the wrong name. It's not London Bridge. That is Tower Bridge.
It's Tower Bridge.
What
yes, I realised my mistake.
Londoner.
Can't you technically call it London Tower Bridge and just take the tower out?
Pretty much. Hey, if David Cameron can go and Letterman and not know what the Magna Carta means, I cannot know London.
Well, don't worry about it because, we have Sarah Palin, so we lose.
Yeah.
Oh,
you have Alaska, full stop, you lose.
Huh?
Oh, dear. Oh, anyway, I digress. So you guys digress and continue going.
I was saying with your little London Bridge thing, we got the show going, and we completely stole him from LBR.
Yep.
We assimilated him as with everything else we did.
We did. We were like I'm serious. We were like a virus over there. We took you and we took Sale. Now, granted, we didn't go in there and, obviously mean to do that, but that's just how it kind of worked out. You guys just eventually just rolled over there completely.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, it became apparent to me much later on, though, when this is long after you're gone and I'm back on Odin, and some people saw Sale, Nelia, and me. Some guy poked Sale, and he says, "Are you the Sale?" And we're like, "Oh yeah, it's." But he said, "No, are you the Sale from Chocobo Knights?" Not Limit Breaker. He says Chocobo Knights. And I'm like, my work here is done. I done good.
I done good, boy.
Oh, really?
Oh, dear.
But, yeah, so we were about to go into COP. That's what we've been talking about.
Okay.
That's what we've been reviewing. We've been kind of going over where we were when we started. We were in the Sacrarium.
Oh, boy.
Do you remember that? How well do you remember that night?
I remember that Baracus tried to fucking kill me.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Attack me, damn it! Yeah.
Oh, dear. There were many friendships are broken that night. So, really?
Are you going to edit that out, too?
You can edit.
Nope.
Oh, of course not. Why would he? Because
nope.
Apparently we don't have standards here.
I choose what stays in.
Oh, no, so we were discussing before you actually came in, Arjet, about our memories of the expansion compared to the previous ones and how we felt it's really sort of introduced a whole new level of scale in terms of storytelling to the game, which in many MMOs I still feel haven't really matched in the essence of just how epic it was, starting from what could have been a very small localized story, eventually leading up to essentially killing a god. So, I mean, what...
I was going to say that COP was more story-driven. Outergon was more content-driven in that they just gave you so much shit immediately.
Yeah.
And I think Wings of the Goddess was sort of almost a compromise between both, but not very successful.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing with Wings of the Goddess, it gave you like a whole new sort of mirror world to play in, and it was much about all the different things that were going on in there with the story that kind of intermingled and weaved between that. But with COP, it gave you new areas, but they weren't really areas that you explored or new towns aside from places like Tabnesia. It was more of a case of you would go from place to place, but each place had to be, in essence, unlocked as you moved through the story and as you unravelled those threads and understood more and more what was going on.
And there were areas we had access to immediately. You had, what was it, Bibiki Bay?
Bibiki Bay, Ulagron Range.
Wait, Bibiki Bay was a COP area?
Yeah.
Wow.
Ulagron COP area?
I think it was. I can't remember. I know Ulagron Range had missions in it.
Which one was Ulagron Range? Was that the snowy place?
That's the snowy one.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. That one was definitely COP.
I didn't know that. And then you had Newton and Olton Mavopolis.
Yeah.
Was COP.
Okay.
Why couldn't you be? Why couldn't you be this lively when you were on LBR?
I don't know. Because I probably would have annoyed everybody.
There wasn't a. We weren't trying.
Don't think you're not doing it here.
Oh,
he wasn't trying to drown out someone from Boston.
So was there anything else though aside from the mission bit? Was that it?
Well, you got the ring.
Having to unlock other areas. No, but like areas that were immediately accessible. You had aside from the ones we mentioned. Was that it?
Okay, so Bibiki Bay, Ulagron Range, the place where you had to do the mountain climb. The zone that you had to do the mountain climb mission?
Oh, that was always there. That was in Zealard, I think.
I don't think so. No,
God,
it had
name now.
It had ant lines. Ant lines weren't added until COP.
Oh, I don't remember this. It's just like, when you're away from it for so long, at least in my case, it just begins to slip away. Clearly not for you. I don't remember that. I remember the place. I just didn't realize it came with COP.
I'm trying to remember its name now, and it's actually killing me that I can't remember the name of it. Which is so annoying.
Who cares?
So anyway,
no, Jaredin cares.
I care deeply.
But no, we all gathered. I think we really committed to doing COP when we did the Aquarium fight that night. Mm-hmm. We all had to, kind of get ourselves together and do that. Now there was a lot of repetitiveness. I think I had already done that when I was helping you guys. I think where I was at that point, I was maybe up to just after that antlion fight.
Okay.
I think that's where I was. But we had to obviously figure out where we all were and begin from the one who had the least amount done. Luckily, we didn't have to do Promise. I was terrified we were going to have to do those. So glad everybody had. I remember I was so glad everybody had their Promise.
If I remember correctly, I think you specifically said, "I don't want to look at your Promise."
Viceroy.
Hey. Huh?
Okay, look. Ottawa Chasm, Bear Claw Pinnacle, BBQ Bay,
That's
Carpenter's Landing.
Yes, Carpenter's Landing.
The Mana Clipper.
Oh, yep. Yes.
Bonero.
Yeah.
Channel, something like that. Soja, Shrouded Maw, Ulagron Range, and all the Dynamices.
Dynamis, yes.
I remember the Dynamices, yeah. All bad memories.
The biggest time sink known to mankind.
Oh my God!
Hey,
every time I would do Dynamis, I'd be excited for like the first 20 minutes, and I'd be like, "All right, I'm done."
Okay, I love Dynamis now. I can duo it.
No, because two words, Death House.
Do people even have is there like actually a large amount of relic weapons yet, or no? Or do you not play anymore?
I've been out of the game since April.
Okay.
I don't know. And even if there were, I never really checked and looked at what people had, so I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been out since, what was that, 7 months, six months ago?
Okay.
But yeah, about then, yeah.
Okay then, so we'll start.
Jaredin does all the intros for everything. I don't want to.
He didn't want to
act. I like to act, but I don't like to act this way.
He didn't want to be professional, which given his exactly.
Just do it. Shut up and do it.
Fine.
Fuck it.
So we have episode 17, Hi Kermie, which is one of our
Oh, no, never mind, sorry.
COP episodes. And what we want to do here is have a quick review, look at it, obviously show you guys at home, and with us babbling over the top of it. I think this is optimal.
Mm.
So, oh god, a little show before we begin. Yes. Oh no!
Thank you, Aradon.
Yeah.
We met up with Tyson. They probably thought we were out of our minds. That's from the
I think we were out of our minds.
Well, Aradon wasn't yet.
Yet being the optimal word.
I thought Jaredin was with us at that time.
Was.
Oh, Batman! God, there's a name I've not seen in a while.
I would see him on. Up until I quit.
I want to say, I would love the 1080p quality of the video.
I'm taking 8. Give me a second.
Looks fine on my end. Perfectly
perfectly
pixelated.
How much damage is it you're doing there, Vice? I can't tell.
He was some monk. I would see him. Like I said, I saw him. I would see him up until my last day. He was still very active. He was just some guy. He was just some guy that I think we needed one person that night.
Yeah, he was in my endgame link at one point as well. I sort of worked with him.
Going really well.
That was before we had Katrina. Why do we have an alliance?
Oh yeah.
Because that's not we met Tyso.
That was not them though. There's 7 of us.
Maybe I think it's because there was more than 6 of us, and we just wanted to have
us. That's why.
Well,
there's 4 in one party, 3 in another party. So
but
that's
who is it? Well, I can't even tell you. I don't even know who it is.
Probably because I wanted to come along.
It's probably Katrina. Remember Katrina? It's probably her.
Check this shit out.
No, I don't think we knew Katrina at this time.
I think we did.
I don't. I would be able to tell you, but the names are so blurry.
So when I invited her, I said Katrina like the hurricane.
Wait, Jaredin, were you here this night with us? I can't remember.
I was here, yeah.
Oh, there! I just heard your voice. Okay.
Yep, I'm throwing out abuse in the background.
This
Okay.
Arget's so glad he brought those echo drops now.
Echo drops, go!
Yeah, I remember this when you got charmed, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Which was
there you are with the, was that a monster signal you got?
Don't attack me!
Is that what you had, a monster signal?
Yeah. Well, that was like the best staff for charisma for a long time.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. I remember I wasn't bad for most of this because Arget took my place as Paladin.
Yep,
Not
I
sure
stole
about that
it.
at all.
Which, by the way, your bard wasn't 75 yet.
No, it was still being worked on, in fact.
And when we got to the end, we had to do the fights multiple times because you didn't have it to 75 yet. You had to go as Paladin. And you promised us you'd have it at 75.
I make many promises. It's not my fault I can't keep them.
Do you promise me you'll keep talking?
Maybe.
That's macabre.
Wasn't it for me?
I put him to sleep.
But no, so here we go with Arget being slept now. Arget, obviously, under the charming spells of Kermie.
I put him to sleep! I put him to sleep! But see, Aradon is not...
Yeah. And then I start freaking out here.
Here, he just woke you up.
Yep.
I'm attacking you now, okay?
I'm dead.
I'm dead. Heal me. No, Argetlam. No.
Oh.
Heal me.
Hold on, I gotta listen to this.
I want to fuck it, Arget. Come here.
Oh, Brackus is engaged. Attack Arget mode. Seems perfectly legit.
Aradon, you can hear Aradon laughing in the background.
This is the moment when Vice is the only thing attacking Kermie. Everyone else is like, ooh, I can smack Arget.
No, everyone else is watching. Like, oh dear Lord!
Oh dear. Oh, God.
Who's getting the key?
Wow.
I think we lost Arget in a fit of giggles there.
No, that was Aradon.
I can't wait.
Was that Aradon? Oh God, that's even worse.
Like I said, Aradon was there, but he wasn't...
Don't attack me, you idiot!
Wasn't like the Aradon. He wasn't Aradon yet, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he hadn't evolved into the insanity
I don't think
of Aradon.
Well, I don't think he knew us very well yet.
No,
I'm not sure.
It was very recent that we met him.
Right.
How did you guys meet Aradon?
Oh gosh.
I
don't know. Well, you two slept together, Vice.
Yeah, in the same room as Mr. Zero.
No. We had it was FanFest and we were at a room party after that, and passed out on a bed, and he passed out next to me. Why am I explaining this?
Oh, that's so sweet.
And they
Hopeful flame.
called it.
Flamed picture of us.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Totally.
no, I met Aridon in Cuftal Tunnel. I'd gone out there to skill up. He was there. Nelia was there on our other character, Catch as Cats Can, who I
God.
always had the hardest time saying that name. So the two of them were out there. There were a bunch of other people out there. I don't remember who, but I just remember like it took me a while to get there for some reason. For some reason, I had trouble getting there. I had like gone through hell to get to Cuftal Tunnel, which is very easy to get to. So when I got there, Aridon shows up. He came in there like a force of nature with that Moogle cap of his, and he used it, and he threw us all back to our home points. That was my introduction of Aridon.
Did you do that one on purpose?
Yeah, of course. We didn't do it by accident. Although you can accidentally use...
Oh, God.
That was my introduction to Aridon. See, when you mention on purpose, that makes me think of this other time. This is much later on. I was doing a Bisio with Nelia, and we were fighting this NM because we wanted to get seals to get our AF3. And her and I could only just barely duo it, but we died doing it like 3 times. And since I didn't have any re-rays on me, I didn't have there was this thing, an Atma of re-rays that you could get to just have constant re-rays. I didn't have it yet, so every time I died, I would go back to Juno. I'd get a warp scroll and a re-ray scroll. So already you can see where this is going. So halfway into this fight, I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to use re-rays. Use it, back in Juno.
Nice.
And I left Nelia there to die.
Seems legit. Seems
This is
absolutely fine.
This is like the 4th fight of that night. I'm like, and she's like, and she's on Skype, and like, oh my god, where did you go? Why did you leave? I'm like, accident, and then she died, and I'm like, I don't think this is meant to be tonight. It's just one of those nights.
Oh, dear. Well,
Yeah,
I think
never
it's time we move on to our second and final video, which I can promise is going to be a lot more... I've lost it.
Let me guess.
I'm not cutting that.
All right. It will be a lot more interesting in its fact that we get to see Harjit swear in the most amazing way possible.
Did we?
It was the most amazing fuck I think I've ever had. It's not let me fuck!
Yeah. It was a powerful fuck.
Oh, I could just fuck you in the A.
It's not let me fuck!
Actually, okay. Now, what was the problem there? Why did you say that? I don't remember why you shouted that. What happened?
I think he was trying to...
I don't remember, to be honest. I think it could have been one of 2 things. It either wasn't letting me cure because, I was... No. I was trying to provoke, and then I was cure locked. I had just finished an animation, and somebody was curing me at the exact moment, I think, when I was finishing it. So my character was stuck, standing still, and I wasn't able to do anything, and the thing was attacking somebody, and they were about to die, and I was like, oh, fuck!
I know that all too well.
Yeah, because I watched it multiple times since then, and I never knew what the problem was. I just thought it was because I thought maybe it was your provoke macro wasn't. Was that the fight when all your provoke macros got changed?
There was a Promi fight when all of them got changed. I just know that when I was living with Juxta and Kahlo, that's what I'm saying. They freaking changed my macros every time.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't that one. Because I just remember we were doing something with you, and you kept hitting provoke, but it kept saying I like men, over and over and over again.
Oh, the only man I like is you, Viceroy.
Then I heard you say, and then we're like, what? And you're like, what the hell? And you did it again. It comes up again. Then I heard you go. There's a pause, and you're like, I hate you guys! What the fuck?
I remember. Oh, dear.
I do remember that.
That happened many, many times. Many times.
And the lesson here, kiddies, is never leave your computer on in the presence of douches.
The only time I wish that my thing wasn't pixelated and we could have seen that.
I know.
I'm sure I captured it.
Anyway, let's click our play buttons and go through it, shall we?
For the ascent.
1, 2, 3. Oh god, this is when you started doing the playing things.
So again, I'm on bad, grumble, grumble.
Yep, fight right
We got this, guys.
I got this. Oh my god.
I did this fight. Actually, no, I never did this fight again.
Now, what I like is there's a lack of talking from us for a lot of this fight in terms of actually, we would usually shoot the shit between us all, especially on the way up here. We would just absolutely wreck face. But we became very sort of quiet, and I think that's just something attesting to our level of focus, really, because we really, really didn't want to have to do this again.
We were nervous about this one.
We were nervous as hell. I mean, we had all our IQs and everything.
It takes like an hour to climb up this freaking tower. It takes an hour.
For me.
I think I was more scared on this one than I was on any of them, because this to me was like the first real fight that we had to do.
I want to say this was like really late at night as well.
We did this every Thursday. I remember I had to miss Lost to do this.
And nothing was lost. I'm going to go put myself in my corner again. I'm sorry. Oh, dear. But no, this fight...
I'm waiting for...
I don't...
Look at all those buffs
awesome.
I have.
I'm actually hitting it.
Actually hitting it. Well, you're hitting it. The next question you need to ask is actually, are you doing any meaningful damage?
No. That was Jaredin. I was imitating Jaredin.
I'm wearing the Brigandine body. I'm wearing... Oh, this Chain Affinity. I'm using the AF sword, I assume. Look at this. No macros either. I was pro, man.
No,
macros.
you were just fucking lazy.
I was pro. No, it's more work to go through the menus.
Yep. Shit.
Holy shit!
I don't know what's happening, though, because I can't really tell.
Just listen to what Jaredin said. All right. Shit, Argetlam got throat stabbed.
We're all right.
There it is! I can die a happy man now.
I think mine comes pretty soon, doesn't it? Everything in this show was like a catchphrase.
It was like there's so many quotable moments which you could just addendum to or remove and use as your own catchphrase. It was quite impressive. Okay, we've got the first one down. Now we're going after the fat slap.
It's all right. We're all right.
All right, lads. These are the days when I had a shit microphone. Ha.
Why? Jaredin, get up. Look, why are you on the battlefield? Get off there. Get back on the stairs.
The paladin in me wants to actually do a good job.
But you're not a paladin this day.
Unfortunately. For my sins.
That was a powerful fuck.
Yeah.
That was pure passion right there.
That was pure passion right there.
I was channeling my inner Scottish there, apparently.
Scottish?
My Scottish roots, laddie.
No.
Hi, lad.
We had so many items. I just remember us preparing for every possible outcome.
Seriously, we had this thing down on lockdown, particularly the last one, because the thing is, all three of them still had their super duper moves from their individual primary fights. For example, Big Stick Boy we just killed had his throat stab, which could take it down to 1 HP. Not friendly.
That was scary.
Well, and not to like toot my own horn, but blue mages are awesome on COP. Not just one, but we had two.
We did have two, and you guys did. Granted, you guys actually helped. I mean, when COP first came out, it needs to be noted that blue mage wasn't even out at the time. So to have an Ergan job and have its number of stuns, abilities, its buffs, what it could actually do was exceptionally useful. COP had never been designed for them, so they had.
I think for our group, though, a COP setup, we had a very unique setup. We had no white mage. We had no black mage. I think it was probably the best setup a COP group could ever have up to that point.
40%.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, we had two blue mages, a red mage.
I got plenty of MP go round.
And Jaredin jumped around from Dark Knight to Samurai. He was another DD.
And Corsair, he sometimes took up the spot role like me as well.
I don't know what he is on this one.
I want to say he's Corsair.
He must be, because he's in the back with you guys.
Yes.
What the hell is that?
Was that me?
That was
me,
Jaredin,
wasn't it?
Probably.
Was that Jaredin that's fine? Because that was me. Yeah. Mild racism, ho!
Not to, and and the other thing was, Baracus had absolutely, this guy had like zero hate control as a blue mage. He would just go all out all the time. Things would be like, guys, I'm gonna die, help me, guys.
Well,
Dude.
one of my favourite moments with Baracus was in the near the end with the pops, the 8-3, and his
Oh my God.
"Ew, my ancient magic hurts." It's like, no shit, Sherlock, when you're mounting everything at them.
See, he would just go, as a blue mage, he would just go all the time.
My favorite part was actually in the pots as well, but not with Baracus. It was with Vice. When we all die, except for him, he gets up and he gets up, stabs the pot with the sword, and the pot dies before it regens and wins the fight for us.
No. What about when we did the airship fight? Now, I didn't record this because we were doing our dry runs. And remember, our dry run actually became a real one.
It
We
did.
did everything was a dry run, dude. Everything was a dry run.
But do you remember when we did Omega? We got to Omega, and I died right on his spot, and I somehow was able to get away from him when I got right before he aggroed me. I don't know how. I don't know what. It was timed just perfectly. But we did dry runs in that thing. We did a bunch of dry runs. We just wanted to get a sense of what it was. And I just remember one of our dry runs was going so well. We're like, let's just, because we had gotten to a certain point with no item use at all. We just said, let's just do the whole thing. Let's just use the items and go through. And that's what happened. But that was a scary fight because we had the polymers and there were no other polymers on the auction house.
Yeah.
That was it. So I think a lot of us were afraid to use them.
Yeah, we didn't want to waste them because they were so expensive.
We knew if we were going to use them, they would. They were expensive, but we knew if we had to use them, there weren't any more in the auction house. And if we were going to use them, that'd be it.
Yeah.
There was no turning back.
That, I think, out of all the fights we did, was for me the most tense because it was just it was a battle of endurance and a battle of truth.
I always liked after every fight, Arget was like, yes!
Yep.
Every time.
And then, after that, pausing for cutscene.
You
and that fucking pause button, yeah.
Every time you shouted yes, you would always blast my fucking ears off. I couldn't believe how loud it was. Aerodon and I were trolling him one day during a cutscene.
Yeah, you were I think you were sending me tells or something, right?
It was down in L Team Necropolis, and I kept sending you tells during the cutscene. And we'd all be talking at some point in a call, and I'd be like, guys, shh! Going through the airship gate. Got to pause for a cutscene.
And the thing is, I never understood why you paused either, because it wasn't like there was any top-notch voice acting. It wasn't like Felicia Day was whispering sweet nothings into your ear.
This is the first video that we've done to take seriously.
Yeah, why did you do that?
Okay, I'm bleeping that out, and you
This is how
didn't.
you do it, guys.
You cunt.
What?
Okay, I'm bleeping
When
that.
Baracus just says cunt. And then
Oh, we did,
okay, I'm bleeping that out.
I'll go back and pull a George Lucas and take it out.
Again, Viceroy needs high levels of fault.
The mob shoots
Make
first.
sure
I don't
that
want
somebody
people to think Baracus is a cold-blooded killer, so the mob shoots first.
Yeah.
Again, it's an example of the high quality standards we have here at Chocobo Nights.
Ah, the bird! Leave me alone! Oh, we got this.
What the hell was that, Jared?
Guys,
That was me in a fight with Chimera 13.
Leave me alone.
That was me in Chimera 13.
Watch this. Lactation.
I'm pausing the call for the cutscene.
Lactation.
I hate you all and everything you stand for.
Lactation. Don't you, Jared?
I don't know why he laughs at that.
Memory gland.
Oh dear me.
Memory gland.
This is gonna be an X-rated one.
After hours with Argetlam, Viceroy and Jaredin. It is the late show.
So what?
Careful, otherwise careful with those late night show comments. Otherwise, they're gonna replace us with Jay Leno.
Oh, at least then it might be interesting. Hey-oh! Oh, dear.
No,
Really.
I'm offended by that.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that was
no,
just a little look back. I mean, as we talked about
Was a
before,
little back.
Promathia, as we know, we didn't film the ascent up because it did take a long time, but we did.
Really?
Sorry about that. I had to. But we did quite literally destroy Promathia in its entirety by running up there. It still took forever and a day, but
Right.
the fight, like I say, it was the most nerve-wrenching part because it's like, all right, we're up here now. I don't want to do that yet.
Well, and people, and at the time, I remember a lot of people were complaining about. Remember the 3 paths was the worst one? I didn't think it was. I mean, it was the worst in terms of running around, but it's not that bad.
It just involves a lot of going from A to B, C to D.
And what drove me crazy was the fact that after practically every COP mission, you had to go back to Sid and Metalworks. I didn't have... Bastok was always a really tough nation for me to get to easily. I'd always have to take the airship. I didn't have Outpost Warp yet, and even if you did, it didn't really put you that close to the city anyway. I hated going out there. I absolutely hated going out there. It took me like days to get there.
Yeah, it was a pilgrimage every time, and every time we went there...
Like, why the fuck do I have to report to this fat fucking... Come to me!
I'm sorry, did we insult your Sandorian sensibilities?
Absolutely. Listen, a couple of years after this, I actually, when I was on Cerberus, I actually went over to Bastok and did those missions. I hated every minute of it.
I'm sure.
I just did it for the money. All I did was complain. I couldn't stand it. I hated every minute of being over there. And I never did Windurst. I was like, fuck this, I'm not doing Windurst either.
I did all 3 nations.
Windurst can burn down.
Windurst was fun. I like.
You know the great thing about Windurst, though? When you're riding on the boat going to Mohara, and you go past Windurst, and you can see the, what was that, Heaven's Tower? It looks like a mushroom cloud over Windurst. Looks like Windurst got fucking nuked, man, and I love it.
Like your ass got nuked.
Oh! Well, with powerful folk like that, who can say no?
Now, the other thing was, we all did do that mountain climb together after we did the antlion. Yeah. I recorded that, but I never uploaded it.
Yeah, because you fucking fell all the time. You're like, oh, I can't show this because I'm too self-conscious. People are gonna laugh at me.
It wasn't just all of you guys. It wasn't just me. All of you guys kept falling off.
I didn't.
I climbed that thing about 8 times. You all kept falling off, and you're all laughing. Yeah.
If I remember correctly, I think I did that near perfect.
Fuck you.
Well, Jaredin,
we all felt.
Jaredin, you're just the most perfect Final Fantasy XI player ever.
No, save that accolade for Carlo. He would claim that.
I don't know who that is. No, we all kept falling off, and I said, "This is fucking embarrassing." Now, obviously, if it had been months, years, or a year later, I wouldn't have cared. It would have been fine.
Yeah.
But it was kind of sad at the time.
Yeah.
But no, I mean,
the video too.
Multiple times already.
You deleted the video too, didn't you?
No, I think it's still on my old hard drive.
Well, then take it out of your old hard drive and upload it.
All nice and pixelated.
Do it.
All nice in clear pixel quality. Weird.
No, that requires me to hook up my. I don't want to do that.
Oh,
yes,
dear.
you do. Yes, you do.
It's like a lost memory. It's like a lost episode.
It's a lost episode. It will remain lost for a long time.
There you go.
No, I don't want to put that up there.
Nonetheless, I think
it's staying in the vault. You're not going to see it.
I think we should wrap this turkey stand up. I think because otherwise we could chat here all night.
Jared's got an appointment in Guild Wars too.
I do actually. Ooh. I need to be in Lion's Arch in 30 minutes, or else they're gonna shout.
What server are you on?
Oh no!
I'm on Dragonbrand.
Oh, I'm on Tarnished Coast.
Oh.
I'm on Final Fantasy XIV.
Well, Arget, you need to add Jaredin Snow to your friends list, and when guesting comes into play, you and me are gonna hit that shit up.
Oh yes.
Cutting this out.
Give me your ID name thingy after we're done with this, and then I'll add you afterward.
Fantastic. Oh, just because you don't play quality MMOs, Vice. Okay. Vice, just because me and Arget play a quality MMO.
Because me and Vice. Oh, don't even get me started.
Don't even get me started.
Don't even get me
started.
Oh God.
Okay then, ladies and jelly spoons and chocobos of all ages, you have been watching / listening / ignoring.
What does that mean? Chocobos of all ages. Why are you saying that?
Because he wants to sleep with the baby chocobos. Come on, Viceroy.
Exactly. See?
I
Someone
don't know.
understand me!
You're welcome. You're welcome. What the hell is that?
That's the Mithra character opening screen.
Oh, God.
There was many a lonely hour looking at that, I'm certain, by many members of the male population.
I need you to be point blank honest with me. Did you have Mithra porn on your laptop?
I played the fifth.
Yeah.
Also, my eardrums played.
There is no fifth. There is no fifth. Okay.
Oh, goodbye, everyone!
You did have Mithra porn.
I'm not saying anything. I may or may not do. I may continue to have.
You could just say no.
I could just say no, but I'd be lying.
Oh, so you do.
So yes.
I
Or you did.
might do. Who knows?
We do know.
Yeah, you know now.
You know now.
Appropriately fitting music too.
Are you going to continue raping our eardrums, or can we have them back some point today? Bye.
What?
Bye.
What?
Have you stopped recording yet?
No.
Why would you do this?
I plead the fifth. And I can actually plead
Yeah.
it.
No, you can't. See, I'm not American. Fuck you.
No, I can actually plead it. You can't.
I can plead official secret act.
It doesn't apply to
Which
me.
I have in fact signed, but I can't tell you what for.
Right. Right.
Anyway,
Well,
I think
if you have an appointment in that piece of shit MMO, go for
I have
it.
an appointment, so ladies, gentlemen, I know, because I need to restart my...
That's quality
No,
MMO.
I need to restart my PC anyway, because I've got my new awesome Razer Naga mouse. Needs to be configured.
Good.
So,
Good.
it was nice.
Good.
Restart that.
It was a genuine pleasure talking to you again.
Yay!
It was very ingenuine.
I'm certain we'll be talking together much, much more now.
All right.
And, alright,
Cheerio.
mate, and cheerio, pip pip, hello!